2. The struggle for the elegance and elegant. To assert itself in a world where uniformity has become the norm and where mass production aids the quest to erase difference, perceived and constructed as abnormal, speaks to deep schisms in a society, vying to lead humanity into its next evolution.
I understand clothing as a way that we kind of transmit meaning about ourselves to the larger society. And that kind of transmission can happen back and forth.
Everyday outfit. See, I sometimes, when I'm learning, when other people tell me, is that I do kind of get into like a rhythm, I guess, when it comes to like what I'm wearing. I try to be unpredictable.
In the city, a lot of people tend to dress the same. It's not really what I recommend. I try to stand out.
In the summer, it's just shorts and a t-shirt. In the winter, it's just sweatpants and a big baggy shirt.
Suit and tie, different kind of pants, different type of fabrications. Not stuff that you see out of the norm. I'm more of a Turner movie classic guy.
Usually I wear dresses or skirts, just because I like dresses and skirts.
I do feel like, just given what I do, I think about, for me, it's just, dressing professionally versus dressing down.
But right now, I just wear like a lot of sneakers. Like 2 years ago, you'd never believe it, I never wore sneakers. Like that wasn't my thing. But I'm just really into like comfort. Like I love comfortability, but I also like to look nice.
Usually I just throw in whatever. I don't really care. As long as I'm not wearing yellow, green, and blue, like bizarre colors.
Why do you decide to wear dresses?
I think they look nice, they feel nice, they're flowy. I feel like pants are really constricted.
Same piece more than once. I don't really like to wear the same thing over and over again, but I don't have a lot of clothes. Like people think I have a lot of clothes, I really don't. I just like to mix it up. So like, you can wear things different way.
Oh, I wear the same pants sometimes like throughout the whole week. As long as I don't smell, I don't really care.
I usually try to not wear the same outfit more than once and recycle every few weeks or so.
I do it all the time. I wear the same outfit all the time if it's a comfortable outfit.
People tend to criticize for wearing the same clothes every day.
When I was younger, I used to I was pretty ashamed of my body. Like I didn't like the idea of showing off my figure at all. So I wore really, really, really big clothes.
For me, it was always the issue of how do I call it Islamicizing, right? So how do I go to a store and find something that I really like and then Islamicize it, right? And so make it appropriate for me.
So I chose my outfit based on what kind of role I knew was expected of me, right? And I considered all of these different pressures or kind of all of these different things that kind of impact how I'm viewed by society in order to make that choice.
I have friends who are lawyers and businesswomen, and it's interesting how they will dress in a certain kind of way that they feel like gives them power, right, in a room. And so I've seen women kind of change shoes, change jackets, change clothes, because they're going to be in male spaces.
If we were in a different culture, I perhaps would dress completely differently. If I were of different status, I would dress differently. And even in, the status that I currently hold, the social status that I have, I may dress differently to transmit different kind of images that I want to kind of evoke.
The corporate world really doesn't want a certain look on their sales floor in their office. So, I mean, even, the NBA in recent years changed their dress code. Now you have to come to a game in a full suit.
I see this kind of trend towards making young children seem adult-like. And so I have an 8-year-old niece, and so when I shop for her, I'm sometimes amazed. I'm like, this looks grown.
Women historically have been objectified in terms of sexuality, their roles as kind of reproducing, so actually like bearing children, etc., which has kind of produced certain expectations about how women are supposed to dress.
Most men will buy one suit and have that suit for various occasions. Prom, not proms, but they'll go to a funeral, a wedding, or an interview. So, most people just have one suit for all 3 occasions.
I don't care about what other people are wearing. And I'm really into like timelessness opposed to being trendy.
Most of the guys or the clients are traditional people. They wear traditional clothing. So if I made them a suit 10 or 15 years ago, they're still wearing it now.
I'm learning as I get older that like most of the things that I wear, I want to wear things that I can wear 5 years from now. Like a lot of things that people wear, they can't even wear tomorrow because it's just literally just for that day.
I think there's people who profit off of clothing and dress and norms and standards and whatnot.
And most of what we see is what we take in.
We have, the modeling industry. You have designers. They're not going to make money if we're not willing to take our whole season's worth of clothes, toss them aside, and buy a whole new set of clothing for a new season.
While there is this kind of playfulness like in our society currently, I do always question or become a little bit more concerned when I see this playfulness being kind of taken up by the fashion industry for profit. So I'm always a little bit hesitant to say, is this really kind of something that's genuinely in our culture, or is this being marketed to us, if you will?
I feel like part of it, again, is that marketing piece, because women are going to want to buy clothes.
I think there's a lot of kind of back and forth between kind of the culture and commerce. So Zara is like a really great example of kind of a fast fashion company where they go out onto the runway, they go to shows and see what's on the runways, and then they quickly adapt the designs, and their turnaround time is like within 3 weeks.
Fashion is fleeting, nothing against it, but it's like a microwave. Anything you do traditional or style, that never changes.
I feel like girls are dressing more to what they think boys like, and boys are dressing more to what they think girls like.
I guess the last 3 years, men have paid more attention to their nails and different things, but for the most part, it's generally women. That's why you have more women-geared magazines than you do men. You don't really see that many men magazines geared to fashion.
There's this whole culture now, that's influenced by like rap and stuff like that, where boys think that, if they have money, that's what girls will like.
But I think women dress for the male gaze, and so I think there's a lot of control from, manufacturers, from what men find attractive. When they're testing clothing or something, I'm convinced that they don't bring in a group of women and say, what do you women like? I think they bring in a group of men and say, hey men, what would you like to see your women in?
Ultimately, I think that women should be able to decide for themselves what they feel is most comfortable for them. Women should have the right to make those decisions for themselves.
I hate when customers come up to me, they'll be like 50 or like 45. Oh, do you think I can wear this? I'm like, you can wear whatever you want to wear. Like, I'm like probably the wrong person for you to ask that question, because your daughter might tell you that you need to take it back, but I just feel like you should wear whatever you want to wear.
The problem is that comes in is that there is messages that no matter what we do, no matter how we dress, and even if we attempt to dress for ourselves, society is always going to talk back to us and always kind of tell us, you're doing it wrong.
They should be free to wear whatever they want, but it's just the social norm that causes them to make these decisions.
There should be some boundaries, but like I feel like we shouldn't restrict people to what we think that they should be wearing.
I don't think the media, it does have a tug of war, but ultimately it's up to the individual.
Ultimately, I believe that it should be my choice, not the choice of society on what I wear.
Ryan Little.